Hey guys, it's Jan Sharte and I'm back again with another video. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about shipping. I have all of my shipping supplies laid out right here and we're just gonna jump right into it. So I guess I'll start by showing you guys the materials that usually go into me shipping one by one. So first are boxes, which you can get for free at from USPS.com for free. They'll deliver them right to your door. You can pick whatever sizes you want. I usually get a few boxes. This one's tiny. I usually get a few boxes of priority mail, and then I get some boxes and envelopes that say flat rate. So there are priority boxes and then there are flat rate boxes. So we'll talk a little bit about the differences between those momentarily. So this is just a box of thank you cards. They're blank. I get these from various places like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, all those places. They usually have them like in the checkout lines. I have my scale, which I got from Amazon. Just plug it into the wall, turn it on. It tells you the weight of the items, just sit it on top of it. These are little cards that I put into each package before I ship it up or zip it up or seal it or whatever. I have a little stack of Post-it notes, products. I actually have some orders that need to go out, so I'm going to show you guys how I package them. I have a Dymo label printer. This is the 4XL one. I actually just got that recently. Prior to that, I was just printing my labels with a regular printer from my computer, but orders were starting to pick up and it was just a little bit more convenient for me to just print them with the label printer. But before I got the label printer, I was printing them with my printer, and then I had these little I don't know what these are called, but they're like little sticker pocket situations. So I would cut the label out and then I would put the label inside of this thing, and then this is removable. So the adhesive is right there. I would stick it on the front of the package because it looks a little bit more cleaner, or more clean than slapping a whole bunch of tape on the front of a package. But with the Dymo printer, it prints the label and the label already has the adhesive, and you just, put the label on top of the box or package. I have some tissue paper. I don't always use tissue paper. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Then I have poly mailers. I have two different sizes that I usually use. This size is 10 by 13 by 10 or 13 by 10 by 13. I think it's 10 by 13 by 10, I think. But those are the dimensions. And then the other one is like 14 and a half by 19. So this is my larger one. I don't always fill these up. Sometimes I just use it for like bigger items, and then when I package it, I fold it over like this, so the package just ends up being like this size. I don't leave it like this huge size. So poly mailers, I get those from Amazon, and tape, of course, if I need it. And I also use these little empty clear packages. So recently, I've run into an issue where I shipped a package out and I did not inspect it prior to shipping it. So most times I just leave it in the original packaging that it comes in when the vendor ships it to it. So this is what this package looks like. However, sometimes I unpackage things for pop-up shops and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm not keeping all these individual packages or remembering which piece of plastic each item came out of. So in those cases, I have these little individual clear bags. I got these from Amazon as well, and I'll put the links to all of this stuff from Amazon in the description bar below. But I got these and it came in a pack of like 4 different sizes. So obviously I choose whichever one is will work for the item that I am packaging. So I put it in these little individual baggies. I seal it, and then this individual baggie will go inside of my poly mailer or my box, whichever one I'm using. Tissue paper, I don't tend to use. The only time I do use it is if I feel like the fabric rubbing up against one another, or like if I feel like there's something about the fabric that needs to be separated within a package, I might like put some tissue paper in with it. You guys have probably seen me package items with tissue paper minus the clear baggies, and that was before I had bought the clear baggies. So I'll show you guys how I package or wrap things in tissue paper whenever that is the case. And yeah, so I think that's all the materials that I usually have. So now I'm just going to show you guys how I package this stuff. Okay, so first and foremost, I usually weigh whatever the item is that I'm getting ready to ship out, or items. So this is one of the orders that I'm getting ready to ship out. I usually weigh it inside of the package or inside of the plastic. You can weigh it with it inside of the box or inside of the poly mailer, but I usually don't. I don't know if there is a better or not best way to do it, but this is the way I usually do it. So I just sit it on top of the scale. Tells me that it's 10.7 ounces. So with my sticky notes, I usually write out whatever the person's name is that this order is going to, especially if I have a bunch of orders going out, so that way I don't have to keep running back and forth to my computer. So I slap that on the package, and then I put a reminder to myself of how much that item weighs. So this one's 10.7 ounces. Then this one is 9.4 ounces. And usually when I am getting ready to print the label and everything, I'll add like a pound or add a few ounces to the item for the purposes of like adding the weight of the packet or the poly mailer and the box, and when I put my little cards in there. So I always throw the card over on top of it. So I start a little pile basically. So I've done that. Now I am going to inspect each item. So like I said, I don't usually inspect these items, but I'm going to start doing that because I've had a couple of instances now where people said that the item was damaged upon receiving it. So now obviously I'm not a seamstress or anything like that. I don't know how to sew. I don't know what to look for other than the obvious. So I'm just checking for like holes in the item, or like, you know, hanging string or anything like that. Also, one of the things I like to try to do, especially when I am like taking it out of the package for the pop-up shops and things like that, I try to pay attention to how it was folded in the package, so that when I put it back into one of the clear packages, I can refold it like it was in the package because it looks cleaner. So as you can see, this one's folded pretty simply, but I'm just paying attention to like the seams where, you know, the pieces were sewn together, and making sure that there are no visible pieces of damage, making sure that the zipper on the side works, things of that nature. And then I'm just gonna fold it back up. Oh, look at that. See, I didn't pay good enough attention, y'all. All right, so I just folded it back up, and either you can, if you still have the package, I mean, obviously you could put it back in the same package, or if you have your clear empty ones, you can use those. Since I did not rip this in any way or damage it in any way, I'm just going to put it back into the same one. The most difficult things that I have to like refold and stuff are typically jumpsuits. I don't know why I have like the worst time. I don't know what's happening here. I have the worst time ever trying to refold jumpsuits, and that's what this other package is, the jumpsuit. So funny, this particular item, the package, or the clear package, I thought there was adhesive there, but apparently that was like a one-time situation, and that adhesive is no more. So I'm going to just take out one of my clear packages here. This one is about the right size for this, and I am just going to slip this in there. Sometimes I will put the card inside of the package. Sometimes I don't. It's whatever. And since I have this out, I guess I'll show you guys how I use tissue paper whenever I do, on the rare chances that I do. So I usually take out, oh, so my tissue paper I also got at TJ Maxx, I believe. They have it for like, you know, parties and stuff like that. you know, wrapping paper and all that jazz. So I usually take about 2 pieces out, and this tissue paper is actually smaller than the tissue paper I usually use, but we'll work with it. Hold on, I need to turn my fan off because it's making it fly. Okay, so I usually stack the tissue papers on top of each other, try to keep it straight, but this is just demonstration purposes, so bear with me. So I grab it from the middle of the tissue paper. I think I learned this technique when I was working at the Limited, I think, or maybe DKNY, or maybe Michael Kors. I don't know. All those places I had to wrap things in tissue paper. But anyway, so you grab it from the middle and you're gonna lift it up slightly. Use your middle finger to press down on the part underneath your fingers, the first 2 fingers that were on it, and you want to fold it over slightly and smooth out the crease right there. So this item's a little bigger, so I'm going to fold it in half. Let me see, since my tissue paper is smaller. So I fold it in half like that. Where's my tape? And if you have stickers, it's even better, especially if you're using tissue paper. So I'm just gonna take each side, fold it over, slap the tape down, and then you now have this little pocket here. So my cards or my business cards or whatever it is that you may be adding to your package, I slip down into that little pocket and it doesn't move. So something very simple, not too complicated, looks very clean and stylish. I leave whatever is extra just hanging. I don't try to fold it or anything like that. I know some people do, but yeah, so that's what I do with tissue paper whenever I do use it. But like I said, I don't use it very much anymore. So back to sliding this guy into this package. This belt is gonna drive me crazy, y'all. I'm gonna put it on top. Okay, so we're going to put this in there. Lord Jesus. And I'm gonna put this in there this time. Then I'm just gonna seal the package. I press it to get that extra air out. And that's that. And put my sticky note back on there so I know that that item belongs to that particular person. Okay, so next, I guess I'll tell you guys about the differences between using a poly mailer versus using the USPS boxes or envelopes. So here we go. Okay, so let's start with USPS. So as I said earlier, there are boxes that say priority mail, and then there will be boxes that say priority mail, and it will also say flat rate envelope or box or whatever it is. So those are not the same things. Priority mail is essentially kind of like the equivalent of putting it in a poly mailer. So I could, when I'm shipping my package out, I could select priority mail and put it into a poly mailer, or I can select priority mail and put it into a priority mail box. If you're shipping priority mail, you need to make sure that the box does not say priority mail flat rate. A flat rate priority mail box is just that, it's flat rate. So the shipping time will be about the same. However, the amount of money that you're paying for shipping is going to be different. So with the flat rate box, it is literally a flat rate, and the rate is dependent on the size of the box, and it's usually up to a certain amount of pounds, like 50 pounds or 70 pounds or something like that. So if whatever you're putting into the flat rate box is more than a certain amount of pounds, then you're going to have to pay extra. But as long as it's underneath that particular amount of pounds, it's going to be a flat rate. Now, what I have found in my experience is that it's cheaper for me to ship priority mail if it is a very lightweight package. So for instance, shipping items like these 2 packages is just one item. Both of them are less than a pound. So my shipping is going to be pretty cheap. So if I choose to ship like priority mail, my shipping price usually comes out to around $697.95, somewhere around there. But if I choose to ship flat rate, it will more than likely be more. So I'll show you guys that on my computer here in just a moment. Okay, so we're going to start with the item that was 9.4 ounces. On my particular screen, it asks for the package in pounds. So I use Google just to convert it to pounds. So 9.4 ounces is 0.5875 pounds. So I'll probably just round that up to 0.6 pounds. So going back to the order screen, I'm sorry if you guys can hear my dog barking. I use WordPress, if you guys are wondering, for my website. And within the WordPress platform, they have like the shipping capabilities already in there for me. So right now I'm selecting my package. You probably can't see it very clearly, but I'll move it up so you guys can see. So there are all the different types of packages that I can choose from. I already have the dimensions of my package in there. I'm probably going to ship it in my pink mailer. So I'm going to select pink mailer, and then it's going to ask me to enter the weight in pounds. And I am just noticing, oh, okay, I thought I could switch that to ounces. Okay, so I put in 0.6, and I'm going to say I'm using this package. It's going to tell me how much that's going to cost. So let's see. So as you can see, because it is less than a pound, I could ship it first class mail, but that's going to be a longer shipping time. So priority mail usually is like 2 to 3 days. First class mail could be 5 to 7 days, but it's significantly cheaper. So first class mail is going to cost me $3.96. Priority mail is going to cost me $7.65. And with priority mail, like I said, I could ship in a poly mailer or in a box, and I'll show you guys that as well. So let's go back up to packages. So if I choose priority mail, and I'm not sure which size box it is, but we're just gonna go with it. So with priority mail, it's always just based off of your weight. So $7.65 is what it's going to cost me. As you can see, it gives me a discount too, which is pretty nice. And then I'm going to show you guys how much it would be if I did a flat rate. So with the small, oh, and another thing is if you do a flat rate envelope versus a flat rate box, that price is different too. So we're going to do a small flat rate box and look and see how much that is. So as you can see, it asks me for the pounds, and that's just to make sure it's not over a certain amount of pounds. We're going to use this package and see how much the flat rate amount is. So $7.50. It's going to be a little cheaper actually, but that box is not the size that's going to work for that particular item. That would be a super tiny box. So if I were to use the next box size up, you see that difference? $12.80. And that's with my discount. Without my discount, it's $14.35. So let's see how much it would be with a flat rate envelope. I have a feeling it's going to be cheaper, maybe. Oh, $6.95. So about the same amount that it was with just priority mail, not flat rate. So as you can see, the prices differ. It depends on the size of your package. Also, how far your package is going will be a determining factor as well. The larger your box is, the more likely you should use a flat rate box or flat rate envelope. But the smaller your package is, it makes more sense to just use priority mail or first class mail, or just shipping it in a poly mailer. So that is my little screen there. so you guys can see the difference in pricing. As you can see, the size of my label is 4 by 6 inches. And I can print all of this right from my screen. So if you use WordPress, there's a plugin that you can add to your website. I cannot think of what the name of it is, but after I choose my whichever way I'm gonna ship it, you just hit buy and print, and it'll charge your account for the amount of the shipping, and then the screen will pop up for me to print the label. My label printer would be attached to my computer, and it would just print. So yeah. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video about shipping. Hope you learned something. If I forgot anything, please leave it in the comments below. Any questions you might have, and I will put in the description bar the materials that I purchased from Amazon so you guys can check them out. Until next time, peace out.